Hello Aquarius, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for all the ways you support by donating, by booking personal readings, by just sharing and commenting. It is such a major help to the channel, so thank you all very much for that. Aquarius, this is going to be your November reading. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome as well. And guys, discern the messages as always. So there's that. If you guys are interested in booking a personal read, you can find that information in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page, or go to holisticallyzenwv.com for a full list of products and services. So, all right, Aquarius, let's just jump into it. Let's see what's going on for you guys. Let's check out and see what November is holding for you. I don't know, like I got chills right off the bat. Communication for you guys here in November. Communication has been a large focus as we have exited the full moon. We're still kind of dealing with some of the eclipse energy and will be up until the new moon at 1:11 on the clock. Aquarius, you're the 11th sign in the zodiac, right? So pay attention to 11, 111 as well. Ones are always, symbolically a part protection. Also, new beginnings, endings as well, right? So we're moving into something new. You're being divinely guided if you are paying attention to the messages that are coming in from spirit. I feel like for some of you, I'm hearing that you're looking forward to the holiday season, whether it's just to catch a reprieve, to decorate, like, it's November 1st already. Like, how did that even happen? It's wild. I don't know where this year has gone. Shift comes out in the reversed. Aquarius. I always feel like I'm beating up on you guys. I really do, and I'm sorry. But what comes through is what comes through. I'm hearing you may be making plans around certain things, but the problem with it is, I hate to go, here's the problem, but right, we're here to figure out what's going on so we can course correct, is that there's no movement attached to this. So you may be talking about making plans, but I don't feel like anything with this potential as well coming out. Nothing is quite making forward movement. There's no progress being made. It's like a lot of planning. A lot of planning is going on right now for what your next move is going to be. And I'm going to kind of retract just a step for certain things. It isn't always necessarily a problem, but it's something that you're going to need to be aware of as to why there's no movement being made. I think that for some of you, this probably will not resonate for all of you. These plans or what it is that you're trying to accomplish in the next, I'm going to say couple of months is really how this is coming through. There's like a missing piece, essentially, or there may be a missing person to this situation somehow. Like you may be waiting on some communication from somebody else so that forward movement can be made in regards to something specific. So we'll continue to see here. I kind of do feel like there's some kind of offer coming out or coming through in some way, Aquarius, as well, like waiting for that next step, waiting again for that information or whatever this is for you specifically. But it's kind of like, what are we doing here? Like, are we doing this? Are we not doing this? So it's kind of like a pause and hold kind of pattern that you're in right now with whatever this is. And I kind of feel like you got your head down. When I say that, make sure that you're giving focus to everything around you, not just a specific direction, because I feel like there's multiple directions that you could be needing to view. Don't get like nearsighted in the sense that there's only one way to do something specific. In Aquarius, you're a fixed sign. It's the inevitable, right? We all, us fixed signs, we tend to get into that space. But then you have alliance and this alchemy. And with that space, something just quite isn't pulling together. I also think that when it comes to maybe a specific person or a specific situation, if you've done this more than once, or you're revisiting something as well, it's like the way things had worked out before. If you're seeking information, maybe the information that you would, like, let's just, as an example, you'd go to a website, you'd see specific information, but all of a sudden that information is missing, or there's just something that is not coming into form. Like everything, it almost feels like Mercury retrograde vibes early, right? That things are being delayed, like what you would typically rely on in this alliance to whatever this is being delayed in some form. And it's funny because it's like, I feel like you're pushing to find out things, pushing to know things, pushing to alchemize things so that you can make this forward movement. 5:05 on the clock. But it's just, there's like a hold up. Okay, there's some kind of hold up in that. So let's see what else is going on for you guys here. Let's dig into the tarot. All right. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope your Halloween was amazing. You got to party and have a good time. I know some places, because Halloween was in the middle of the week, there's still festivities going on this weekend. So I guess it just depends on where you are. Temperance. I just heard from Spirit, needing to remain patient as that Page of or the Knight of Pentacles, I'm sorry, comes out. You know, again, that offer, that messenger, something that is very slow moving. And there may be a specific situation where this is, I'm hearing land and contracts, business, that is just, it's really slow to get off the ground. It's really slow moving before you can make things, and it's requiring your divine patience through a particular situation. I do feel like, Aquarius, the energy from the last couple readings I did for you has shifted to some extent as well, which is a good thing, right? Like, 'cause some of the stuff you guys, whatever the hell was going on, at least at that point, as I say that, the damn devil comes out. The past, right? This is past energy, the devil and the Empress. For some of you, not all of you, I'm gonna say this is not gonna resonate for everybody. Check your sexual desires. You know, keep us PG-13. But, you know, you want to definitely check. So, like, and I'm going to say, if this is tied, this holding pattern, this waiting is tied to relationship or love interest or something to that effect, it may not be playing out the same. You may be getting caught up in how somebody would typically engage with you, and they're not engaging the same way. So even if this isn't a romantic interest, it's like whatever fruitfulness you thought was going to come from a situation, you may have had somebody else's patterns and routines down, and they've switched up on you. So now you're being required to shift the way you handle situations, and you may not. It's almost, again, like those planning stages of how do I address this? Not knowing, because you've kind of been caught off guard with the way things are happening, and with that eclipse energy, it's like expect the unexpected, right? So just be aware of that. Yeah, the World card. There's a massive need with the devil and the World card here, to bring things to a sense of completion. Something, and I'm going to go back 6 months, okay? Back to the Scorpio new moon, or the Taurus new moon. What am I saying Scorpio for? Taurus new moon, excuse me. Go back 6 months. What the hell was going on at that point? Because, you know, our moon phases, our cycles, they go back 6 months. So when we hit a full moon peak, right, we go back 6 months and we look over that period, that 6 months, that what was going on, was there toxicity surrounding a particular situation? Was there a person that was in a codependent kind of energy? Were you obsessing or monopolizing certain situations that were not playing out to your better benefit? Because that's going to be, like, I think that's the key lesson here for you, Aquarius, is to understand why this cycle is absolutely done, dead, and over with. And that may be why you're seeing this shift occur, where you're kind of waiting for the same thing to take place again, and it's not. So again, it's kind of throwing you off of what would typically be your balance to a particular situation. So it's kind of like, what am I doing? Like, how that this isn't normal behavior. This isn't the normal response that I would get. The number 9, I've seen it now twice. Pay attention to the number 9. This could be a complete upheaval in your emotional energy. You get the Tower, right? But also the Tower is destruct so that we can reconstruct what needs to be rebuilt. I do feel like with the King of Cups, to me, that stands out as Scorpio and Pisces specifically. And I'm also hearing that you could be, you could have those placements in your chart. There we go. Spit it out, Nicole. The Devil, Capricorn energy, the World there, Aquarius, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio again. And then the Tower, you've got some Aries energy, right? Some destruction, Scorpio energy. Sometimes I tie that to Capricorn. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. Be careful. Spirit just said, if it is a Capricorn, they could be emotionally causing some turmoil for you, in the sense that it's like manipulation. Okay, so it's like, I think you need to be mindful. Like if you've dealt with one situation, one person, you could be trading out that toxic type of relationship for another person or situation that is going to bring in that same energy. So I always tell you guys, did you learn the lesson the last time around? This full moon is closing this out for you. You want to be careful about how you're re-engaging, or not even re-engaging, but engaging with new people. Is this symptom, Spirit is calling it a symptom, playing out again in your world? And that can be, codependency, obsessiveness, the same type of personalities that you've been dealing with. But I also feel like this person that you're now currently dealing with specifically, they may come in and create another tower moment. It's almost like Spirit's forewarning you, watch who you're engaging with. And I don't know why I want to say this, but I'm going to say this. If you have a feminine child, male or female, it doesn't matter. I would specifically state, if you want clarity on that, feminine energy, okay? Or a daughter kind of energy, despite the King of Cups being here. If you had some kind of toxic pattern work out with your child somehow, or you're the child and you're dealing with your parent, make sure somebody else isn't coming in to replace that relationship. If that relationship is completed, it's cycled out, you're no longer speaking with this person, because I do feel like there's a blockage. You could be thinking about it, wondering what's going on, but something else is kind of coming in that's going to show a bit of the same kind of energy that you were dealing with before. We re-engage with that energy because we know how to work with it, right? It's something that we are comfortable with. We've played this role before, so we expect to do it again, or we become hopeful over something that doesn't really work out the way we think, because we're re-engaging in our own patterns, routines, and habits. Okay, so be mindful of that. And the Ace of Cups with the King of Cups in the Tower, somebody could be trying to get your attention. Somebody could be trying to sweep you off your feet, or vice versa. Capricorn. Again, I think you're dealing with a Capricorn in regards to something specific. Aquarius. And this, I'm going to say this too, and it's not a rule of thumb, right? Like, I think that any signs can work together really well if they're both willing to do the work to find equivocal balance, harmony, compromise, deal with their own bullshit. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the clock. But it's known, anyhow, we'll call it known, right, that signs should not get with, in a romantic sense anyhow, the sign before them or the sign after them. So Aquarius for you would be Capricorn and Pisces, right? But again, I called those two energies out earlier, that could be, doesn't have to be, but could be who you're dealing with at this time. But it's definitely got a sense of emotional manipulation here that has the potential to cause long-term upheaval if you allow it. You get to make that conscious decision, like, am I going to do this again? Did I learn a lesson the last time around? Is there growth happening for me specifically? So moving into the future for Aquarius, please, Spirit, for the month of November. Strength card of Leo. You've got some major key players and energies here. The Strength card, I feel like you're fighting the same fight again, Aquarius. I'm going to be honest with you. I do think that there is a recognition to a situation that is repetitive. Again, different person, different time frame, but it's still happening again. And I do think that there is an inner knowing with the Lion of the Strength card, that this has become a pattern. This has become a routine. And you want to see the potential. You want to see the alliance. You want to see it come together. That Seven of Pentacles is planting those seeds, hoping for a different outcome, right? Like waiting for that harvest to mature, essentially. This may pertain to children, but understand that this person with the Seven of Swords and the Moon, again, Pisces and Cancer energy there, this is trying to manipulate a situation in a particular favor for somebody in this. And it's like, oh, you're going to give to me? Great. And like, I'm getting a lot, like, I love the Six of Cups. It's one of my favorite cards in the tarot deck. It's so sweet and innocent. But with this, with the Seven of Swords and the Moon, tells me that there are things that are potential lies, obviously, manipulation to that sense. And it's like, they could be giving to you in a sense that they're expecting something in return. Or you could be giving to somebody expecting, reciprocation in return. However, they're very much a taker in this situation. So you definitely want to be aware of that energy so that you're not repeating that, okay? So, you know, place that where it fits in your life, Aquarius. But, and also the other thing that Spirit just brought to my attention is that if you were dealing with a child, adult child, small child, whatever, it doesn't matter. This could also, you know, it's like if you had a child or a daughter, we'll say, and you watch them grow up in this kind of sense of me kind of thing, or entitlement, we'll call it. You could see now their children, as they're growing up, are repeating that same pattern and or routine. So it's just being mindful of how that's coming to the surface at this time for you. There's that Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Again, this need, the Devil and the Knight of Pentacles is like, I'm only giving to you because I want to be given back. And I do think, again, Aquarius, like, I'm going to say, yay, finally some growth for you, because I do think that you want to give, but it's like, okay, but what am I getting in return? I think you're really finally starting to question the truth and even your own decision-making processes. Is it genuinely healthy, or am I overthinking things? Like, I think you're finally starting mentally to get a clearer picture of what has happened, why it has happened the way it happened. And I do think by Aquarius season, you're going to see the much, much bigger picture is I just happened to look when I looked in the camera, the Three of Swords and the Ten of Swords, how this hurt continues to replay in your life and leaves you feeling lost and without. There's that different perspective of the Hangman, right? So I do think by Aquarius season, this here, you're going to start to understand why these things have happened that have led to hurt, pain, betrayal, backstabbing, feeling left, abandoned, lost, without, and not seeing that there's another way of doing things that will be more beneficial to you. But I think that this full moon that we just had, this eclipse season, was meant to kind of kick you in the ass and go, what, you know, we always have to look at ourselves at accountability and go 1717 on the clock. Look at ourselves in the accountability, and that's you, by the way, Aquarius, that's star energy, and go, what is it that I am doing as part of this situation? What part and role am I playing that I'm contributing to allowing these things to continue on in my life? Whether it's the people you're engaging with, or it's just your own habits, right? Your own, whether, you know, and I personally believe that most of us live in some form of codependency at some point in our lives, right? And that's how, again, part of how we learn to deal with this hurt and pain is addressing our own bullshit, right? So I do think, again, that there is some clarity coming in the past. And I do think, again, by your season, you know, Two of Pentacles and the Three of Wands, yeah, it's waiting. It's, you know, waiting for your ships to come in. This could involve, somebody could be asking you to take them somewhere too. So I don't even know why that came in, but it's like someone's kind of saying to you, can you do this for me? It's a lot of asking for things, a lot of asking for, Spirit is saying, favors. And it's kind of like you're in this space of going, could I? Yeah. But I do feel like you're trying to distance yourself from this energy going, it's almost like being very discerning about the choices that you're making, because you recognize the way that you had done things before you feel did not serve you, right? So it's like going from that 3 to that 2, though, is like, I feel like you've got to, again, there's that focus. Don't let it just be one way. Again, needing that different perspective on something specifically. But I do feel like that it's attached to your money or your pentacles, right? Your foundation and your emotions. So it's like you're trying to keep your emotions in check. Spirit is saying you don't want to be played for a fool again. So be mindful, if, you know, if that's how you feel, if this is related to third parties, be mindful of like where you plant your seeds, why you're planting them there, what is it that you're hoping to get. Somebody could be seeing you in this King of Pentacles energy, but what they don't see is under the surface, past the material realm, the tangible things, that there is somebody that's within that is hurt and wounded as a result of what they've already experienced in other places over the years. And I'm going to say, Aquarius, this may have come in very heavily for you for the last three years. Spirit is also saying to check your north and south node of your birth chart. Where are you sitting? Because again, if you had Taurus and Scorpio in your north and south node, or you have Aries and Libra, very pivotal time frame for you right now, okay? All right, so for the future for Aquarius, please, Spirit. All right. 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups. This is a big shift, a big change in your energy, Aquarius. I'm telling you, like, I do think that you have the love and support of other people around you. And I'm going to say this to you. You could also have choices when it comes to your situations as well at this time. So it's like you just want to feel emotional happiness, right? Like you're trying to find the strength to recoup your emotional balance when it comes to things and people and situations or whatever it is for you. And it's like you can independently stand alone and you do well, but there's like a craving or a wanting of some kind of partnership. And again, if this is tied to your kids, it could just be, let's forget everything else and let's just love. Let's just come together in a space of love. Let's heal this connection. And for you, you may want to heal something. You could also be weighing, Spirit is saying apologies about something that led you to this belief system that you're now starting to have an understanding of how you got here, right? And it doesn't have to be someone coming back around and or you going back around and going, okay, I want to apologize. This can just be a sense of self-forgiveness. And I almost feel like this unification is within yourself, the need to go within yourself, as well as what your emotional world looks like outside of you. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. But it's like you know what it is that you would like, but it's also the need to release the toxic things of the past, to heal those things, to address those things, even when they're extremely freaking uncomfortable, right? So let's see here. Let's do some clarifying for you, Aquarius. The Devil and the Knight of Pentacles, please, Spirit. All right. Let's see the Devil and the Knight of Pentacles for Aquarius. Ace of Cups. Again, there is... Aquarius, I feel like you're constantly chasing these situations. Like you may start off in a particular situation with love in your heart, but it tends to turn obsessive. It tends to turn toxic. And it kind of reminds me that the Knights are a younger version of us, right? Like they're the younger version of, could be dealing with a younger person. I will say to you too, this person could come through as, how do I want to put this? They seem very sweet and innocent. Okay, I'm going to put it that way to you. They seem very sweet and innocent, but there's an ulterior motive behind why they come across that way. And it's like they may feel like they can never catch up. You may feel like you can never catch up with what the hell is going on with them, kind of feeling. There's something of, I don't even know why this is, of all the things in the world, but whatever. Fingernails. What is it with their fingernails? It's like somebody has said something about their hands, or they could be just a very soft touch to you or something to that effect. But it's almost, it's a little flirtatious in how they come across to you. Okay, so just be mindful. If you're dealing with the opposite, or well, whatever preference you have there, I suppose, how this person is relating to you or trying to relate to you. Okay, be mindful. But I feel like this person could be having car problems, or they are in need or want of something. But it's like, oh, well, can you just help me, please? You know, whatever this is. But they're wanting and needing for you to come in and essentially in some way potentially assist them, right? Queen of Swords, Aquarius, there you are. Some of you could be getting phone calls, and I'm going to tell you this too, Aquarius. There's that Seven of Pentacles again. This could be this is a rather interesting sense. For some reason, that Queen of Swords, male or female, it does not matter, Aquarius, is you. This Queen of Pentacles, though, is somebody that you are in connection with that I would be mindful of as well. This could be friend or partner. And it's like they're very much about the vain beauty of things. And they too, it's like I don't want to call this a love triangulation, because you can have a triangulation between any situation, whether it's work, home, family, love, business. It doesn't matter, right? Like this third party kind of mix in it all can happen. And that's kind of what this feels to me. I do think in the past, go back 6 months, again, somebody was trying to be honest and true in their intentions towards a particular situation. This third party, this vanity, this need for the material gain tends to manipulate a situation around you somehow. And even if somebody is coming in true intentions, this particular person knocks it off course before any genuine forward movement can take place. Okay, I hope that's making sense to you, the way I'm trying to explain that. Okay, it's a little tricky, I know that, but it's like there's you and two other energies surrounding you. The one may be, and it's interesting, I keep seeing holly. There could be holly leaves, holly branches, something about holly that would, Spirit is saying, is indicative of who this feminine energy, the second feminine energy is. That's kind of like really like, I'm going to call it up in your business. They have a deeper knowledge of you with this Queen of Swords. Like they have a deeper working knowledge of you, and you need to drop the baggage of this person, because it's kind of like this person is the toxic person or energy that continues to drag things into your life that are not meant for you. And it's like you're allowing it to happen. So you need to get clear and decisive about what role this person is playing in your life, how you are, I'm hearing, acquainted with them, because that too is going to be indicative to you. Like if all they ever offer is this much and they're not giving fully, and then they continue to bring other things into the mix, it's like they see a weakness in you. Okay, it's like if you talk about energy vampires and things like that, this person sees this weakness in you, and they play on it to master, manipulate, and control a situation by offering just a smidge of love, enough to keep their hooks in you. I hope that's making sense. It's a pretty deep message. Oh goodness, excuse me. Soup for lunch. All right, King of Cups and the Three of Wands. Nine of Pentacles. All right, so Aquarius. You know what? Let me pull one more here. The Tower and the Two of Pentacles. What is this? For the present energy. What is this? Aquarius. I kind of. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. So in the present energy, I do feel like you're trying to distance yourself emotionally from other people, places, and things. Like you could be focused more on I'm hearing rebuilding what is important to you at this time. And it's like as you start to come out of this fog, when you start to gain this clarity, you get very focused on building yourself back up, whatever that means to you. Your plan is thoroughly on yourself. So now that I'm seeing these cards come out the way they are compared to what I seen back there, going, don't get so strict in, you know, a one-sided kind of view. Don't get so strict in that view of yourself. When it comes to these other people, you're going to want to be flexible, but yet be aware, right? Be aware to, I don't want to say keep your guard up, but there seems to be a lot of combative energies. It's like, well, how do I get to the next level of this when it comes to Aquarius? So you could almost feel like you're under attack in some kind of way, because it's like every time you feel like you are focused on you and your rebuild, there's rather some kind of drama, some kind of situation that's coming in, and you're constantly having to make a decision around something. And again, like, this person comes in with a deeper awareness of you. Like, it's almost like they may know your secrets. So they kind of use that against you to kind of charm things. You may be afraid of things kind of coming out in the light kind of vibe, right? So it's sending you back into, do I balance my emotions here? Do I balance my pentacles here? Where do I invest my time, energy, and effort into? And Aquarius, I think right now the place to invest your energy into is you and not everybody else. Because if they're going to continuously bring things into the mix for you, you're going to continue to get burnt, right? You've got the Five of Wands here with that fire energy, and then you've got that Tower there. You're going to continue to get burnt one way or the other. Invest back into you both emotionally and in the tangible world, okay? Strengthen the Two of Cups. What is this for Aquarius? Seven of Pentacles again. Oh my goodness. It keeps showing itself. Again, rebuilding you. And I think that you're going to have to reevaluate, again, where you're investing. I just said it, right? Reinvesting or investing your time, energy, and attention. Where you're putting your cups, where you're putting your pentacles, where you're putting your swords, where you're putting your fire energy, right? Like, you want to give into something that is going to harvest rewards for you in the future. And I feel like you may not feel like it's, Spirit is even saying that it's not happening fast enough. Spirit is trying to slow you down so that you see clearly before you make another screwed up, I hate to say another screwed up decision, but another decision that's not going to work out favorable to you in the end of it all. Okay, so I hope that, yeah, and Five of Swords and the Empress. But I feel like there's constantly a temptation attached to this situation. Like, it's like, do I go? Do I stay? Do I continue to invest in this to some degree? But I do think that when you remove this third party that kind of feels like they need to be the center of attention, or they need to be front and center of everything around you, when you disconnect from that energy or person or whatever it is, you're going to see more positive things start to occur in your life for you, okay? And what is this Seven of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups? Pentacles and the Ten of Cups for Aquarius. Future energy, Spirit. Temperance. That's the second time I've seen the Temperance card too. Again, this is balancing. It's the duality, right? Aquarius, I do feel like you're trying to take control back of your own life and waiting for things. And there's that World card again, the Three of Wands, again, reiterating everything I just said. You are waiting. It's like you're waiting for this cycle to close out. And I think the reality of it is it's already closed out. You're at a point now where you have the controlling decision to make, the controlling factor in this situation, whether or not you continue to engage in the same shit another day kind of vibe. I'm going to tell you, you're smarter than that. And it may be hard to kind of pull yourself away from that. And it may have a lot of pain attached to that, that maybe you thought this was something, this person, whoever this is, what I'm hearing would A, either come around, or B, they would have your back. And what you're realizing is you're going to have to, and I've said this to Cancer, and I've said this to Scorpio, and I think another sign. Like, when I say go it alone, it's not so much going it alone is standing in your own independent energy, that you're not relying on someone else to be of you, with you, or even make the judgment calls on your behalf. Like the Emperor, he's in total control of his kingdom, his world. He's confident, but he's not arrogant, okay? In the upright, he is not arrogant. He is not self-centered. He is doing what is best for everybody, including himself, to make things work out for the long term. So he wants to see his empire flourish, not disintegrate. And if you've got people around you that are looking to see yours disintegrate, I don't care if you have love for them or not, you're going to have to let them go, okay? Or you're going to experience this Devil in Tower moment over and over and over again. All right, advice for Aquarius. Aquarius, I want to say, like, kudos, like, better energy. I mean, it's still some shit going on, right? But there's an awareness about that energy that it was like before. I feel like you were just kind of caught in the mud and the muck of a situation, and that you just weren't able to see it. Now you're starting to gain the clarity, and I think now through your birthday season, you're really going to start to see things shift. And as we move, Pluto moves into Aquarius, these revelations are going to continue to come up. There's going to be push from that other negative side, so expect a little bit of combat back with that Five of Wands, that they're going to kind of fight for their position in your world. But I also feel like in the middle of this, you're trying to fight for your own position in your own life so that you have this control over your world instead of letting everybody else, I wouldn't call it dictate, but they're a very strong influence, right, of your emotional energy. So just be aware of that. All right, advice for Aquarius. Advice for the sign of Aquarius, please, Spirit. Advice for the sign of Aquarius. My hands are so small when it comes to this deck. Oh, those were fallouts that just rolled half the deck. Big, bold vision. Collaborative dreaming. The advice to you here, Aquarius, is that yes, you can collaborate with other people, right? You can have these dreams, but I also think the very important thing that I'm seeing with this card is the perspective of the past was upside down and skewed, right? And then you got yourself to a position where you're like, okay, I'm ready to start over. But now this is getting flipped upside down once again as it's leading back to you. It's seeing the higher level aspect, the lower vibrational aspect of things that are with the people, places, and situations that you are entangling yourself with, and those of yourself. Because I think that you're going to continue for a little while throughout the month of November to see these various parts of you, like maybe seeing yourself in an upside down sense, seeing yourself in a right side up sense. But what I think is really interesting is it has to do with your root, so your security, your stability, your heart space, which we've seen here with these cups, emotional energy. And then the third eye, the perception, the flower of life that starts to expand, that you're starting to see things more clearly outside of just the physical vision, right? We're talking about that energy. We're talking about seeing beyond the realm in which we are in, so that we have a different perspective. So we have a mindset shift. So we see the things that are hidden beneath the surface, that it may not be as we've perceived it to be for so long. It could have been, our own traumas, our own pain, healing work that we need to do, and also the healing work that others need to do. And it's like it starts to make more sense to you as time passes. Okay, so allow those shifts to occur. Don't continue to stay in this. Be a bold visionary of your life. If you want to hit that 10 of Cups, plant seeds to that 10 of Cups, and with the right people. If you're going to deal with outside energies and influences, but it's also taming and healing what is in with you, mastering those emotions. And it's like you may feel like you're constantly trying to like do damage control, right? The only thing you can control, Aquarius, is you. So, be mindful of that, right? All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. If you found this video resonated, hit that like button, please. It's appreciated. Subscribe to the channel, guys, if you haven't already done so. And yeah, if you're interested in personal readings, you can reach out through the description box below, the About section of the page, and then at holisticallyzenwv.com for holistic products and services. You can also check me out on Facebook and Instagram at Indigo Moon WV. Pretty little moon there, and some indigo color, actually. So, guys, all right, if you need anything, feel free to reach out. I'm wishing you guys the best in November, and I will see you soon.